Hey, what's up, guys? We are live. Let's try to break down this four-game NBA main slate. Hopefully, we can keep it going. A couple back-to-back good nights. Last night was crazy, right? I could have won a GPP there if Rodney Hood didn't get injured. Injury bug's been killing me the last few weeks, but still made a lot of money. Let's see if we can keep it going tonight. So, as always, we'll go over the what we know so far, the news. We'll go over the over-unders and the spreads. We'll talk about the prices of the players, and then we can get to questions at the end. We got 25 minutes. We do have a decent amount of time, so let's get into it. So let's go over what we know so far. We do have some pretty big news to go over. Let's see. A lot of this stuff is for Sunday. Hold on, let me scroll to the beginning of the day. Okay, so that's basically it. So start out the day with Kristaps Porzingis. He's going to be resting, so that's obviously pretty big, right? A boost to Doncic usage-wise, and then Dwight Powell and Maxi Kleber will pick up more minutes. They're definitely in play as value plays. Ja Morant also ruled out for rest. So a guy like Tyus Jones, as of right now, I think Tyus Jones is my favorite value play. Most likely going to pick up the point guard or start a point guard, probably play 25 to 30 minutes in that range. Brandon Clark out as well. So a guy like Jaren Jackson Jr., if he can stay out of foul trouble, I do like Jaren Jackson Jr. It's just such a risky play, right? If he stays out of foul trouble, I think he plays 30 minutes and have a pretty good night. And I think there's a less chance that he gets in foul trouble because Kristaps is out. So, yeah, we'll get to that in a sec. But other news, let's see. Kenrich Williams. So the Pelicans with Lonzo Ball's out as well. They're going to start JJ at the 2. They're going to move Drew to the 1. And they're starting Kenrich at the 4. And there's also mixed reports on who's going to start the 5, whether it be Okafor or Derek Favors. Again, the Pelicans have really been, rotating their bigs. Like, no one's playing huge minutes. So, if Favors starts, I think I would have a little more interest in him, but I still probably would prefer other value plays. And then Hornets starting lineup, that's for normal starters. Eric Gordon will come out the bench. Daniel House in the starting lineup. Okay, so that's basically it. So let's go over the over-unders and the spreads. So 4 games. Pelicans Hornets is at 232 right now with the Pelicans favored by 1.5. Mavs Grizzlies is at 222 with the Mavs favored by 5.5. Golden State OKC is at 216.5 with OKC favored by 12. And then Houston and Chicago is 233.5 with Houston favored by 7. So let's go. I'll go team by team here, and then we get to questions at the end. So we'll start with the Pelicans. Again, the pretty big news is no Lonzo. He's playing, 25 to 30-ish minutes a game. So there obviously is minutes to go around. With JJ starting at the 2, that does kind of hurt the value guys with like Frank Jackson and at AW. I think if I was going to take a shot in one of these like really cheap, well, Kenrich is starting too. So Kenrich I like as a value play. He's starting. I assume he probably gets like mid-20s minutes would be my best guess. It's a good matchup. So Kenrich is definitely up there as a top value play. A guy like NAW, I think is only suited for GPPs because, so no Lonzo, there are minutes to go around, but with JJ starting, that does take a hit. So I think NAW minutes wise, somewhere between 10 to 20 would be my best guess. If he hits that upper tier of like 20 minutes, he could crush, right? We saw in the preseason when this guy gets minutes, he can crush. So I think he's only suited for GPPs. Again, Kenrich, I think, plays like 25 or so minutes. The still concern is, I know Lonzo's out, but the Pelicans ran a 12-man rotation last night. So not really ideal for DFS purposes. Okafor, Favors, whoever starts, I guess they're okay. I think there's better value plays. If Favors starts, I would have slight interest. Josh Hart off the bench, I would have liked if he was starting, just because I think the minutes would be a little more solid. He's still like some games he will push into the 30s minutes-wise. It's just probably not going to be the way that I go on the slate. And then the 2 top guys, Ingram and Drew Holiday, get a boost with no Lonzo. Drew gets a pretty big boost. He's going to be running the point. So I actually don't mind Drew. When I made my video, I was like, not super high on him. But with Lonzo out, he's a guy that does have upside. At 7.7K, I don't mind him. Again, Ingram's been amazing this year. So those 2 top guys, I'm definitely considering. And the cheap guys being Kenrich and NAW for tournaments. Let's go to Charlotte really quick. Also, hold on. Give me 1 second here, guys. I'm going to... for those who can't make the live stream, I'm going to tweet out my plays or my player pool of guys I'm considering. I did that yesterday, and you guys kind of like that, so I'll do that once again here. Let me just send out that tweet really quick, and then we can get back into it. So let me take a screenshot here. All right. Okay, so back to the Hornets. So a guy like Terry Rozier, I talked about for he's GPP only, right? No one's gonna play him today. Recency bias. We saw it last night with Trae Young, right? Trae Young had a really bad game, like 15 fantasy points the game before. It was a great matchup against the Kings, and no one was on him because of recency bias. And that's going to be the same exact thing here with Terry Rozier. Now, I'm not saying Terry Rozier is a great play. I just think he's a guy that, in a great matchup, is going to be like 5% owned. So this is GPP only for sure. He's going to be super low owned. Again, recency bias, he's going to be very low owned. But I still like him as a GPP play because he's going to be super, super low owned. Devontae Graham, I don't mind. He's priced up. I don't really like paying premium for guys. I still think he has upside at this price, but I'm probably not going to go there on this slate. And then the secondary pieces, I'm just not super high on. They kind of, spread out the minutes. Like Miles Bridges is okay. I think he's priced right? He doesn't have huge upside. He's a guy that's probably going to get you, 25 to 30-ish fantasy points. PJ Washington, another guy, kind of in the same thing, right? Doesn't have huge upside. Cody Zeller is GPP only, really, because the minutes have been down on him 20, 17, and 19 the last 3 games. If he plays like 35 or like 30 minutes like he was early in the season, then he can crush this price tag. But it's really risky, right? Because he's played under 20 minutes 3 straight games. So he's only GPPs. Again, Bacon, Monk. It's just the minutes are all over the place for these guys. So no one I really feel great about if you're playing cash games. I think, the top target here for GPPs would be Terry Rozier. I mean, it is a really good matchup. I think 1 or 2 of these guys will have a pretty good game. It's just, telling which one it is, it's hard, right? Because Dwayne Bacon, look at these minutes. 25, 37, 13, 21. They're all over the place. So they're just going to ride the hot hand with some of these fringe guys. Malik Monk, Dwayne Bacon, Marvin Williams getting in the rotation. They'll give Cody Martin some minutes. So it's a really good matchup, but no one sticks off the page to me as a great play. Again, Rozier for GPPs, Devontae Graham if you want to continue that hot streak or ride the hot streak. Bridges and PJ Washington are okay. Cody Zeller only for GPPs, but no one I feel super great about. So let's move on to Golden State. So this is the tricky part, right, guys, because it's a back-to-back for them, and they just played in a game overtime. D'Angelo Russell played, 40 minutes? He had a huge... I'm surprised how low owned he was last night. You guys knew I really liked him at that price point because he's playing with a bunch of scrubs. So he's going to eat up all the usage in that offense. He shot the ball 37 times. It's not necessarily the best matchup, but the price tag very much makes him a play. Again, the risk is the back-to-back. We saw it 4 nights ago, right when Trae Young burned me. I played him in the back-to-back. He only got 15 fantasy points. So that's definitely a concern. The over-under is, what is that at? 12 points. There's definitely blowout risk as well. So I think D'Angelo Russell is more of a GPP play. I guess you could play him in cash. It's just, the back-to-back and the slightly tougher matchup. There's definitely blowout risk. So that's kind of my thoughts with D'Angelo Russell. As far as the fringe guys, honestly, no one I'm really on. Pascal and Glenn Robinson are still going to play big minutes. But playing alongside D'Angelo Russell, they just don't have as much usage. I think they're okay. Pascal is going to play the Draymond Green role, 35 or so minutes. Glenn Robinson, kind of the same thing. They're just very lower usage guys when D'Angelo Russell's in the lineup. And then the secondary pieces like Damian Lee, Burks, Poole, those guys are in play. It's just, again, playing alongside D'Angelo Russell, it kind of hurts them. I think Lee and Burks are fine off the bench. They're going to play still probably 25 to 30 minutes. Burks did have, he's had a back-to-back pretty solid game, so I think he's in play as a value guy for sure. 4.5K, he's definitely viable. It's just, again, with D'Angelo Russell in the lineup, it kind of hurts a lot of those guys, and that's kind of it for Golden State. Oh, Willie Cauley-Stein as well. He's at 3.9K, so they rotate the bigs. Willie Cauley-Stein, Marquise Chris, and Spellman. No one plays huge minutes. Willie Cauley-Stein usually plays the most. Probably, I'd bet my best guess is 20 to 22, somewhere in that range. And at 3.9K, doesn't have to do a whole lot to get you there. So I'm definitely considering him as a value play. The tough part is he's a center only, so there are some, pretty appealing center plays in the slate. So that's kind of it for Golden State. OKC-wise, it's SGA and Chris Paul. It's a really close call for me. I think I would lean towards SGA just because of the minutes. He's playing mid-30s minutes while Chris Paul is playing 30 or so. So I think SGA is a little safer with a little bit upside. If you feel strongly about Chris Paul over SGA, you could definitely go there. Again, it's a great match here against Golden State. They play no defense. So either of these guys definitely viable. If you're going to make me pick, I'm going to slightly lean towards SGA, but it's close. Gallinari seems pretty attractive here in the mid-range as well. He's a guy that is safe, right? He's probably got a floor of 25-ish or so, And we just saw the upside, right? You put up 40 fantasy points that last game. You can't get a much better matchup than this against Golden State. So I do kind of like Gallinari here at 6.4K. Small forward is tricky, and he's a guy I'm kind of gravitating towards just with lineup builds right now. So I do kind of like Gallinari. Schroeder's GPP only. He's going to play 25 to 30 minutes. We know he's going to come out the bench and shoot the ball a bunch, and he has flash big upside. So he's certainly a play for GPPs. Again, great matchup here. Steven Adams, I think, is very, very safe at 5.4K. He's a guy that will play 25 to 30 minutes. Again, great matchup. We want to target bigs against Golden State. And a 5.4K, that's a really cheap price tag. So I do like him a good amount. I think he's safe. And every once in a while, he will have that upside game. So he's definitely someone I'm considering as a mid-tier guy. And I think that's it. Oh, Diallo's viable as well as a cheap play. Noel, I wouldn't go there with Steven Adams back. But that's basically it. So Dallas. Basically, for me, it's Luka at the top, right, with no Porzingis. He's gonna eat up so much usage. And he's been putting up like 60, 70 fantasy points a night with Kristaps. Without Kristaps, I mean, Luka just has huge upside. He's probably my favorite stud just with the price tag at 9.6K. I think he has enormous upside again with no Kristaps. So really like Luka here. Again, Memphis is not the same defensive team as in the past. What the over-under is 222. So yeah, Luka, really like him as a spend up. The value plays, so as far as the guards go, like Hardaway, DeLon Wright, Jalen Brunson, I think one of those guys is going to have a big game. But again, the minutes are all over the place, kind of like Charlotte. It's just, if DeLon Wright plays 25 to 30 minutes, then I think he could definitely crush this salary. But again, he played 13 minutes in that game against Orlando. I think would probably be my preferred Dallas guard, like cheap guard if I was going to play one, would be DeLon Wright. Hardaway, again, 25 or so minutes. I just think he's okay. So really, it's DeLon Wright that I would consider as a cheap play, but I don't feel great about it just because the minutes have been all over the place. The two value guys I do like here are Dwight Powell and Kleber. With no Porzingis, they're going to have to play big minutes. I think Powell probably pushes 35. Kleber gets like 30 or so. Again, Memphis runs big. They got JV. They got JJJ. So these guys are going to have to play big minutes. Maybe Boban gets a little extra run here. Maybe. So he's a guy that I think only dart throw for GPPs because if Dwight Powell or Kleber get in foul trouble, maybe Boban gets a little run. And we know he's a guy that can get you there in like 10 to 15 minutes. So I think Boban's just strictly a dart throw for GPPs. But that's really it for me. So it's kind of Luka up top. I really like Luka. And then Dwight Powell and Kleber as value plays. I think DeLon Wright's okay, just whether or not he's going to get the minutes. Guys like Dorian Finney-Smith and Justin Jackson might get a little extra run. But those guys are just very low usage. So really for me, again, it's Luka, the two bigs, and then considering DeLon Wright, Boban as like a dart throw GPP. As far as Memphis goes, I feel pretty strong about a couple plays here. One of my favorite plays of the day is Jonas Valanciunas. So that game against Orlando, it blew out. He only played 22 minutes. But before that, the minutes were increasing game by game. 24, 24, 27. No Kristaps. He's going to be matched up with like Powell or Kleber. Either way, like he can crush the salary. So Jonas Valanciunas at 6.2K is one of my favorite plays of the day. I really like him. I really like the upside. Yeah, I think the minutes go up. I think he pushes maybe 30 in a close game. So I really like Jonas Valanciunas. Dylan Brooks is viable. He's been, the price tag is up though, so I don't know if I want to go there. Jaren Jackson Jr. also very appealing. It's just, man, if this guy can stay out of foul trouble, I think he could have a pretty good game. It's just, that's asking a lot from him, right? Because he's in foul trouble every single game. No Brandon Clark, there's minutes to go around. I think Jaren Jackson Jr. maybe picks up a few extra minutes if he can stay out of foul trouble. A guy like Kyle Anderson, Caboclo, pick up a little extra run. So definitely considering Jaren Jackson Jr. I think it's only GPP though. And then Tyus Jones, one of my favorite value plays. They haven't announced the starters yet, at least I haven't seen it. But I assume he's going to start and probably play 25 to 30 minutes, kind of like the John Morant role, right? John Morant wasn't playing huge minutes, but he was playing 25 to 30 minutes a night. If you want the GPP pivot off of a guy, I think Tyus Jones is going to be super high owned. You could look to DeAnthony Melton. He's most likely going to be the backup. I think he'll play that Tyus Jones role. So 20 or so minutes. And we know this guy does have upside. We saw a bit in the summer league. Like when he gets time, he's decent. So definitely Tyus Jones is safer. I'm pretty sure they're going to start Tyus Jones and then DeAnthony Melton as like a strictly GPP only play. Kyle Anderson, Caboclo are fine. Maybe get a little extra on. I think those guys are just okay. But that's really it. So I really feel strongly about Jonas Valanciunas. I really like Tyus Jones. Those are the guys I feel the most strong about for Memphis. Last game here, Houston, Chicago. This one should be fun. It's a 233.5 over under. There's slight blowout risk. Houston favored by 7. So Harden at the top, again, I've gone over some value plays where you can definitely fit Harden in. He's got the most upside by far out of anyone on the slate. Well, him and Doncic is close. If you're going to make me pick between the stars of Harden and Doncic, I'm going to slightly lean towards Doncic because the 2K salary difference. But you can definitely play both. Again, there's enough value on the slate. You can fit both Harden and Doncic in there if you want. Westbrook, I don't mind at all as a pivot off Harden. I think a lot of people will go to Harden just because he has higher upside. But, early in the season, he was getting 50-plus fantasy points every single night. That game against Miami blew out. And then this game against Golden State, he got injured. So I like Westbrook a good amount here at 9K. I just think that's way too cheap. So I do like him. Capella's okay at 7.4K. The price hike, I'm not super excited about. PJ Tucker got a price hike too. I don't know if I want to go there. House, very scoring dependent. I think there's better plays. Eric Gordon off the bench. Again, I think there's better value plays. So really for me, I think Westbrook would probably be my favorite play here for salary-wise at 9K. Obviously Harden, you can fit him in there for sure. And that's kind of it. It's really the two top guards. I'm not really super excited about the value plays because playing alongside Harden and Westbrook, they just eat up so much usage. So it's Harden, it's Westbrook, and that's really it for Houston. On the Chicago side, there are some interesting plays here. Zach LaVine, the thumbnail of my video for a reason. I like him a lot here at 7.3K. Also one of my favorite plays. He's a guy that this is an up-tempo game. If Chicago's going to keep it close, LaVine's going to have a big game. He's a guy that's been filling up the stat sheet more. Like last year, he's a little bit more scoring dependent. He's a guy that's going to rebounds, assist. We know he's going to shoot the ball a ton. He's going to have a good matchup versus Westbrook or Harden. So I do like the price here on LaVine. I think he can 40, 50 fantasy point upside. Again, if Chicago's going to keep it close, I think LaVine's going to have a big game. There's obviously blowout risk here too, but I do like that price tag a good amount on him. Don't mind marketing either at 6.3K. Besides that first game, he hasn't really flashed a whole lot of upside, but this is a good spot. Again, up-tempo game. If you're going to make me choose between LaVine and Markin, I'm going to slightly lean towards LaVine. I think he has a little bit more upside, but don't mind Laurie either. Sandon Ransky got the price hike with no Otto Porter. I think he's okay. Probably not going to be the way that I go. Wendell Carter Jr., again, just kind of okay. He's more GPP only because he only got 13 minutes that last game. So I think, again, just he's okay. The guys on the bench like Kobe White, Thad Young, Chris Dunn are viable. I think I prefer some other value plays, right, with Tyus Jones. You could look at Kenrich Williams, those two Dallas bigs. So, again, I do think there's better value plays, but Dunn, Thad Young, and Kobe White are definitely viable here. Also, Chandler Hutchison is starting, but he's a low usage guy, guys. So I wouldn't get super excited about this. I think he plays 20 to 25 minutes, I think, is a pretty fair estimate, would be my best guess. I think guys like Thad Young maybe get a little extra run. Maybe they run Kobe White or Chris Dunn out there a bit more. So I think Chandler Hutchison is okay value. He's just not a super high usage guy. I definitely prefer Tyus Jones to him. I definitely prefer those Dallas bigs. I like Kenrich more than him. I like NAW more in tournaments. So I think if as a last guy in your lineup, you could go to Chandler Hutchison. So I originally had him in, but with the news of Kenrich Williams starting at the 4, I prefer Kenrich Williams to Chandler Hutchison because Kenrich Williams is a guy that whenever he gets minutes, he's pretty solid. And with him in the starting lineup, I think he plays low to mid 20s minutes. And if he gets that in a good matchup, I think I'd prefer him over a guy like Hutchinson. So that's kind of it. We got 5 minutes to lock, so I'll try to go through questions really quick. Let me see if there's any other news that just came out. Again, we're still waiting on that Memphis starting lineup. Okay, no players. So let's get to questions, guys. Chris Dunn, the sneakiest pivot to mega chalk Tyus. Yeah, you get a 100% pivot to Chris Dunn. He's a guy that blocks, steals. I think Tyus Jones is way more safe, but Chris Dunn is definitely viable. Wendell Carter Jr. could be a good 2. Yes, he's going to be low owned, right? We see it every day with recency bias. When a guy has a bad game, the game before, the ownership is always super low, right? I talked about with Trae Young. It just happens. So Wendell Carter Jr. is an attractive price. I think he's very viable. Ball in the hands more than Westbrook. Dunn might guard Harden. I cracked over $600 last night. Super happy. I need another nice night. Oh, congrats, man. That's huge. So I literally could have won I would have won over $1,000 if Rodney Hood didn't get injured. If he just plays and gets me 15 fantasy points, I win 4 digits. So that kind of tilting about it, but yeah, I've had bad luck with injuries, but let's see, marketing or JV. I'm gonna go JV for sure. Oh, not for sure. I do like both, but I really like the spot for Jonas Valanciunas. I think he could have a big day against these Dallas bigs. I think the minutes are going up on him. The price is not. So I do like Jonas Valanciunas a good amount. Harden get a foul outdone. J Val and Cash, yes, I think you can play J Val and Cash. D'Lo or Ingram? I think Ingram is more of the cash game play just because of the back-to-back, and D'Angelo Russell played 40 minutes last night. Now, I think D'Angelo Russell has more upside than Ingram. Again, we saw it, 82 fantasy points? So the GPP play is D'Lo. I think the cash game play is Ingram. Chris Paul or Russell? D'Angelo Russell? I would go D'Angelo Russell there if you can get him. I think Chris Paul is just okay. It's a good matchup for Chris Paul. Again, I'm going to slightly lean towards SGA over Chris Paul, but it's close. Do you think this is solid for cash? Tyus Jones, Luka, Ingram, Kleber, Valanciunas, Westbrook, JJJ, Alec Burks. Yes. Well, I mean, JJJ is risky for cash games. If he stays out of foul trouble, I think he can get you there. So he's not necessarily a cash game play, but the price tag very much makes him a play. And Alec Burks has been good off the bench. Yes, I think that's very much viable. JV or Markkanen and cash? I'm going to go JV. JJJ or Powell for cash? Well, I'll say this. It depends how risky you want to get. I think Powell is safe for like 20 to 25 fantasy points, maybe a little bit more. With no Kristaps, that's a lot of usage to go around. And we saw Powell does have upside last year, so I think he's okay. I think Jaren Jackson Jr. definitely has more upside, but he's also very, very prone to foul. So it's a close call there. It depends how risky you want to get in cash. If you're viable with, risking it with JJJ and him getting foul trouble, then go for it. Just know there's definitely risk. Westbrook, Harden. So for the salary, I'm going to take Westbrook there. I'll take like the 3K savings. I think 9K for Westbrook is too cheap. Now, that doesn't say like I don't like Harden. I think Harden has huge upside. Him and Doncic is close with who's going to score the most points tonight. Again, I like Doncic more for the price, kind of the same thing with Westbrook. So as far as the studs, I think it's Doncic and Westbrook for me that I'm probably my two favorites. Favorite stud in FanDuel. I don't have FanDuel up. Sorry, man. I don't look at the prices really, but I guess Doncic probably. I think he'd be, like 10K or so in FanDuel. Levine, man, he hungry and he had a bad game. Yeah, Levine, I really like the spot for Levine. 7.3K. I think he has like a floor of 30 fantasy points with upside like mid-50s. So I do like Levine a good amount. JV or Levine, both. Play both, man. I'm playing both. If you're going to make me choose, I'll go Levine just because I think he plays a few extra minutes. Wendell Carter Jr. or Adams? I think Adams there. I think Adams is a bit safer. Oh, yeah, I think I'm still going to. It's close. I'm going to go Adams just because bigs have been destroying Golden State. Redick, THJ, or Kenrich and Cash? I'm going to go Kenrich there. For sure. Carter. I think I'm set with Drew, Levine, Ingram, Kleber, Jonas, Tyus, Kenrich, Doncic. I like that a lot, yeah. I have a nightcap lineup I like too. Yeah, no, James, I like that a lot, dude. Wendell Carter Jr. bounce back. Yes, he's going to be low on for sure. Favorite team stack? Favorite team stack, huh? Team stack? There's no one I really want to fully stack. There's a couple players in each team, so I don't really have a favorite team stack. I like a couple guys in each team. I guess the Bulls, because it's a great match. I think those guys are underpriced. Levine, Markkanen, but no one I'm super high on besides those guys. So there's no one I'm really a team stack that I really feel great about. I feel like Drew is due for a monster game. Yeah, no Lonzo. He's running the point. He has a lot more upside. So I do like Drew a good amount. Jonathan, yeah, I had to lock Drew at that price. Lock. Yeah, we're at lock. I can go over some ownership guys. I think I only played one guy in the early game. It's the Pelicans Hornets. Yeah, I only played Kenrich in that game. We can go over some ownership. But yeah, good luck, gentlemen. Yeah, thanks for coming to check out the stream, guys. I know it was a short one, but a 4-game slate. I do kind of like this a lot. Powell has been starting. Yeah, but I think with no Kristaps, Powell, just the usage will go up. Him and Kleber, I would slightly lean towards Kleber because he's cheaper, but both are definitely viable. So let's go over some ownership for the first game, and then I can get out of here. Kenrich's only 12% owned. I think that's wrong. I think he 20 to 25 minutes. I know the Pelicans run a deep rotation, but I still think he gets the minutes. So I'll take that 12% all day. Miles Bridges, 6%. Again, I'm kind of just looking at different people's lineups to go over ownership. Ingram, 50% Ingram. So small forward was thin today. I do like the spot for Ingram with no Lonzo. I went with Gallinari just because of roster construction, but definitely don't mind Ingram. Devontae Graham, 15%. Josh Hart at 10%. Trying to find Drew's ownership. Let's see what Terry Rozier is. Terry Rozier, 10%. See, I knew recency bias would have him low owned. I didn't personally play him, but I like the spot as a bounce back. PJ Washington, 8%. Make it hour-long. DK, we like yours better than Asamoah's. Yeah, that's definitely something I'm considering for sure. Trying to extend the length of the streams. Frank Jackson, 4%. Don't hate it. Maybe gets a little extra run. I'm trying to find Drew's ownership. The guys who played Drew, do you know what the ownership is in the $10 tournament? I can't find them. Drew, 15%. Thank you. Okay. So yeah, that's solid for Drew. Again, I think he has more upside running the point. 7.7K. I do like that. Why is Drew so low owned? Him and Ingram are my favorites. I think Drew is still low owned because you got Westbrook, you got Doncic, so people are paying up. It was a close call with me with LaVine and Drew, like really close. I went with LaVine, but I don't feel like super confident about it. Hayward is such awful luck. Yeah, Gordon Hayward broke his hand, man. That's tough. Good luck, everybody. I hope you all hit. Yeah, good luck, guys. Drew, 15%, nice. Kenrich, 12% is crazy. Yeah. I mean, like I said, the Pelicans run a really deep rotation, so I'm slightly concerned about the minutes for Kenrich, but my best guess is he gets 20 to 25. And if close to min price, I'm going to prefer him over Chandler Hutchinson. I just think he's a higher usage guy. So, yeah, that's kind of my thoughts. I don't mind that ownership at all. Shocked Ingram is massively owned. I'm not super shocked. No, I didn't play him. I'm definitely scared of the fade, but small forward is weak. There's just not a whole lot of great plays. So definitely don't mind that. In the $44 tournament I'm in, Kenrich is a little higher owned. He's 16%. Luka, SGA, Levine, Markin, BI for the nuts. Yeah, I mean, those guys are all in great spots. But Marketing too cheap. I like the spot for him. I think the price is very fair. I'm gonna slightly lean towards Levine, so I think he has more upside. But you could definitely play both. Is Russell a must play tonight? No. It's a back-to-back. We saw what happened with Trae Young like 4 nights ago, whenever it was, and then back-to-back he just did not have a shot. He was tired. So that's the risk. I think D'Angelo Russell is going to be pretty popular. I still like him as a play. It's just GPP only. And I'm personally not playing D'Angelo Russell tonight. I feel really scared about fading him at 8.5K. The way my roster construction goes, I really wanted to get Doncic. I liked Westbrook at that price. I want Levine. So, yeah, I don't have D'Angelo Russell in my lineup and Tyus Jones that I play. So, I don't have D'Angelo Russell. I'm very scared about it because we know he has huge upside. But, yeah, I don't think he's a must play. I'm in the $44 tournament. Just got Kenrich and Drew from this game. Yeah. Yeah, I only got Kenrich in that one. Kenrich, yeah. Laurie or Gallo, same price in Yahoo. That's really close. I think just because small forward is weaker, that I would go Gallinari. I think they're very, very similar. I think both of them have probably a 25-point floor with upside of 40 or so. Both are in good spots. Again, small forward is weak, so I think I would slightly lean towards Gallo there. 3-game turbo, favorite core for $20 entry. Well, just the last 3 games, right? I'll probably make a late night lineup. Let's see. Fave core. So I think Doncic for sure. I like Westbrook. And then as a cheap play, Tyus Jones. I don't want to give away too much, then I'll be giving away my lineup. But I think Doncic, Westbrook, and Tyus Jones is a good core to start with. Then you can kind of go from there. But 500 less than Westbrook. Okay. But yeah, I think I'm going to hop off here again. Thanks for coming to check out the stream, guys. I know it was a short one. I'll try to definitely extend the streams longer, 45 minutes to an hour. It's just a timing issue with me and work. Kind of get home from work later. But again, a lot of people have been asking for it, so I'll try to extend the length of the streams for sure going forward. Sunday, let's see what their slate or the Sunday slate looks like. We actually have a pretty good slate for Sunday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That Denver Timberwolves game will probably not be on the main slate though, since it's 2:30. So probably 7-game slate. Kyle Anderson or Glenn Robinson for Yahoo, same price. I'm going to go Glenn Robinson there just because he's going to play more minutes. Glenn Robinson was playing. He's not a high usage guy, definitely, but the minutes, right? 35 to 40 minutes probably in that range. Him and Pascal are still going to play big minutes. Kyle Anderson probably gets a little extra run up. No, Brandon Clark, I think maybe pushes 25 minutes. Kleber or Powell. I'm going to take Kleber with the savings there for sure. I really like KA tonight. KA. Wait, who's KA? I don't know who K is. Let's see. Help. Oh, Kleber, Powell. Yeah. So, Tom, I think I would go Kleber there with the price savings. I think it's very close, but Kleber's 41 versus Powell 48. So, yeah, I'll go Kleber. Thanks for the help, DK. Of course, man. I have 500 head-to-head. Yeah, I think I'll go Kleber with the savings. Yep. Any other input? Powell or Kleber? Yeah, Kleber for sure, I think. Thanks, DK. Good luck. All. Yeah, thanks, guys. Really appreciate you guys coming out. But I have both of them in my lineup. Okay. I know it's a short stream again. Thanks for coming out, but I'm going to hop off here. I'll be back for Sunday. I'll have that video up for the Sunday NBA slate later tonight. And then, again, live streaming probably 45 minutes before lock. But, yeah, thanks again for coming to check out the stream, guys. I'm going to hop out. So I will see you guys later.